Avinash Meshram, entrepreneur, author, blogger and booktuber. Why did I decide Ekansh to be from Mumbai? In my novel, Ekansh is from Mumbai. When I decided to write a novel, I particularly believe that when you decide to write some story, you should have the entire story in your mind within 2 or 3 lines. You should be able to summarize the story in 2 or 3 lines and then you should be able to explain it. So the story in my mind was a girl and a guy. Girl believes in true love, guy does not believe in true love. They both meet. What happens when they meet? How girl changes because of the guy and how guy changes because of the girl. So obviously I needed to show a girl and a guy, and I wanted to show that guy does not believe in true love. So if Ekansh does not believe in true love, then he would never propose Shalini. That was the question in my mind. I wanted to keep logic alive. So if he is not proposing to Shalini, how would there be a chemistry between Shalini and Ekansh? For that I needed Ekansh to propose to Shalini. So if he is not a believer of love, then he must propose Shalini for a casual date. And if he is interested in casual dating, then I should show him or portray Ekansh as a flirt. And if I want to portray Ekansh as a flirt, it is easy to portray a guy living in a metro city to be a flirt. Because you would believe it. If I say Ekansh is living in Mumbai and he is stud and he is this and he is a flirt, it is easy for a reader to believe it. Instead, if I would have shown Ekansh to be from some village, and I have shown Ekansh to be poor. Okay, he is from a lower middle class family. So if I had shown him from a village and from a lower middle class family, and I had shown him to be a flirt, then it would not have been digestible. I'm not saying people are not like that in villages, but it is easy for the reader to accept if Ekansh is from Mumbai. That is why in my novel I showed that Ekansh is from Mumbai. So there is a reason behind everything. The second reason of showing Ekansh from Mumbai was I had shown that Ekansh is doing part-time job and he gets into IIT. So even after getting into IIT, he is working in part. If I had shown Ekansh from some other city and I had shown that he is working in part-time and then he comes to IIT, I would have to dedicate a few pages to explain how Ekansh gets a part-time job in Mumbai after getting into IIT. So that would have wasted my pages. But since I showed Ekansh is from Mumbai, things got easier. I did not need to separately explain that he's still working in part-time. Then why did I show Shalini to be from Delhi? I wanted to show that Shalini is intelligent, smart, beautiful, and she is a kind of girl who has met guys like Ekansh. So I wanted to show that Shalini has seen people like Ekansh who have approached her, who have tried to flirt with her, who have stalked her, or who have proposed her before. So that she could easily interpret what Ekansh is thinking or what Ekansh's intentions are. Within the first paragraph of Shalini and Ekansh's introduction, Shalini rejects Ekansh and she clearly tells him that she is not interested in talking to him. Why? Because she knows guys like Ekansh. It is later on when Shalini sees what Ekansh actually is. For that, I needed to make my readers believe that Shalini have seen people like Ekansh and Shalini have seen modern lifestyle, and I wanted to show that Shalini is a believer of modern lifestyle. So that is why it was easy. Make people believe the characteristics of Shalini if she is from Delhi. That is why I showed her that she is from Delhi. And one more thing, I wanted her to be from a city where there is an IIT. Choices for me were either Delhi or Chennai or Kanpur, but Kanpur was not a metro city like Delhi or Chennai. So choices for me were only Madras or Delhi. So I chose Delhi. Why did I choose Delhi? Because I wanted her to have a boyfriend. Reason behind it was if Shalini did not have a boyfriend and Ekansh tries to propose her, then a little bit easier for readers to predict that they are going to come together. But when you add a boyfriend, Shalini's boyfriend, Shalini is a true believer of love and Shalini has a boyfriend. When you add these two things, then it becomes real complicated, because now reader knows that Shalini is never going to say yes to Ekansh, and that is why the title of the novel. Shalini is leaving Ekansh because she already has a boyfriend, and Ekansh is sad, and Ekansh is trying to say that I don't need reasons why you are trying to leave me or why you are leaving me, or I don't care if you have a boyfriend, I just need you. So the title is I don't need reasons, I need you. It's because of that. And Shalini is leaving is because of that, because she already has a boyfriend. So it complicates the story only because Shalini has a boyfriend. Now why her boyfriend should be in IIT? Because I wanted to show that she is intelligent and she is smart, so obviously her choice should be good, and I wanted to show that she loves the guy she is in love with because she is attracted towards intelligent people or something like that. You would understand it better if you read the novel. So I wanted to show that she was basically attracted towards that guy rather than she was in love. So I wanted to show that guy to have some kind of aura. So that aura could have been, in case of a student, that aura is intelligence and the status of the college. So that is why I wanted to show him from IIT Delhi. I showed that he is in IIT Delhi and he is topper, so that Shalini could get attracted to the aura. And why I wanted to show her to be attracted to the aura? Because if she is not attracted to the aura of the person, she is attracted to the person, then she would never fall in love with Ekansh. But I wanted her to fall in love with Ekansh. So she needed to find an excuse that Sumit is not her true life partner. Ekansh is. All these things. That is why I created all these things. So the research behind, you can understand the research behind it, right? Then why Credit Suisse? I showed Shalini is working in a company named Credit Suisse. First of all, when I was in IIT, one of my friends got into Credit Suisse, so that is why I know the name. But so I did not need to research it. Otherwise, I would have had to research some good name. The reason in my mind was I wanted some company that has office in Mumbai as well as in USA. Because when Shalini rejects Ekansh, they do not talk. Right? So I wanted them to meet some other day. And since I had shown Shalini to be intelligent, smart, career conscious, hard working, so I wanted her to achieve something in that time period. So I wanted her to be working in some reputed company in some nice city. So I thought it is better to show her in the USA. And I wanted them to meet in the USA. Credit Suisse having a branch in Mumbai as well as in USA made things easy for me to show Shalini working in USA in the company named Credit Suisse. That is why the name was Credit Suisse. Why Ekansh is working as an IFS officer? Because after their breakup, Ekansh, because of certain reasons, does not sit for the campus placement. So he doesn't get any job. So if he doesn't get any job, how will they meet in USA? Why I have shown them studying MSc and not engineering? That was the reason. Because I wanted Ekansh to go to USA. And for that I wanted Ekansh to become an IFS officer. And to become an IFS officer, Ekansh needed to appear for UPSC. And to appear for UPSC, he needed to be a graduate. That is why Ekansh and Shalini are pursuing post-graduation in IIT Bombay. They are not pursuing engineering. There is a reason behind everything that I did. So that is why Ekansh is IFS officer. Then why Shalini's boyfriend is in Facebook? Because obviously I have shown him to be the topper, right? I've shown him that he is pursuing computer science and he is the topper. That is why I showed that he is working in Facebook. And another reason to show him to be working in Facebook, because Credit Suisse and Indian Consulate and Facebook, office of Facebook, three of them are in San Francisco. So that is why the reason the plot starts in San Francisco, because Credit Suisse, Facebook and the Indian Consulate, all three are in San Francisco. So this is the research I did to make my novel look realistic. And trust me, I get a lot of comments or messages or a lot of reviews. I should not say lot of. Nearly all of my comments and reviews said that you feel relatable to the character. Every girl, guy have said in one or the other way, they felt relatable to the characters and they felt it strange that how could it be so relatable? Because I did my research before doing that. That is why you too should do the research. One more thing. My novel starts with Ekansh and Shalini getting into the plane, and the plane is going to land to Delhi airport. They both get out of the plane. Now, when I first thought of the story, this is one more reason why you should have a plot. When I thought of a plot, story was something like that. The reason behind why Shalini is coming back to Delhi is Shalini's father has died. So Ekansh goes to Shalini's home. He consoles her. He stays with her for 2 to 3 days. And then they get closer again, and Shalini proposes Ekansh for the second time, and Ekansh says yes. That was the plot in the beginning. But then when I reached there and when I wanted to explain how all that happens, I could not explain Delhi. Why? Because I have been to Delhi once or twice and I only saw the highways because always there for official visit. So I did not actually get time to visit Delhi as a tourist. So I could not pick up the essence of Delhi in my writing, and I did not want to write it as a fiction. I told you I wanted to write it. I wanted to write real things, just like I wrote about Mumbai. Though it is a fiction, I wanted to make it look like it is real. Okay, so I could not explain Delhi, or I could not pick up the essence of Delhi. So what did I do? I changed my plot, and I could change my plot because I had a plot to think over it with time. So what did I do? I showed that Ekansh lands to Delhi airport and then he leaves for Mumbai. I needed to give a proper reason why would he leave Shalini at Delhi airport. So I showed that Sumit has come to pick her up at Delhi airport. It turned out to be really great actually, because if Ekansh would have gone to Shalini's home and consoled her, it would have been a little bit predictable for reader. But Ekansh coming from USA to Delhi with Shalini and then leaving her at the airport and going to Mumbai to meet his friends or going to his home. Why? Because Sumit is waiting outside the airport. It creates more questions. Why would Ekansh do this? Why would Shalini call Ekansh to come with her, ask Ekansh to come with her when she knew that her boyfriend is going to be waiting at the airport? So it actually turned out to be exciting and people loved it. So let us go to the next point. So I'll leave, I was going to explain you the last chapter, why did I write it like that, but just leave that. Now, fourth point that you should keep in mind is, I told you, right, in plot you should have start, grip and twist. So I'm going to explain start. What do I mean? What did I mean by start? Start means the first line, the first page and the first chapter. The first line that you write will decide if the reader is going to pay attention on your story or not for the first page. Okay, if your first line is normal, then he would read it, he or she, the reader would read it because obviously he or she has opened the book, but you cannot guarantee that they would have such kind of an attention in your story. First line of my novel is, it has been 6 months since I am in the USA working as an Indian Foreign Service officer in the Indian Consulate, San Francisco. Now, I'm not saying it is a great line, but it is not bad either. Means anyone who is reading would actually be a little bit impressed with the protagonist being an IFS officer and working in the USA. So it is not a great line. I'm truly not satisfied with what I wrote, but I could not find anything better at that time. But I'm not dissatisfied either, because I believe that it is not a bad line either. But there is a paragraph that says, all of this happened because of one mistake that I never wanted to make, that I had always known to be a mistake, that I never believed in, and that I had always tried to stay away from. That is, falling in love in the wrong time, at the wrong place, with the wrong person. This line at the end of the page makes the reader think. Why? Wrong time, wrong place, wrong person. Reader thinks. Why? That is why the reader would read the first chapter. So your first line should be good enough to make the reader pay attention for the first page. The first page should be good enough to make the reader pay attention till the end of the first chapter. And your first chapter should be good enough for the reader to never to want to leave that book aside, and at least to reach till the middle of the novel. And then middle of your novel should have the grip that I tell you to have in your novel, so that the reader would want to reach till the end. Otherwise, what happens is, people read books. Okay, they would read your book, but they would not feel connected to your book, so they would not tell anyone else to read your book. I'll give you one example of grip. There is a book of Durjoy Datta. She broke up, I didn't, I just kissed someone else. Now, I'm not saying that book is bad. A friend who suggested me that book loved it. When I brought that book at my home, I did not get enough time. My wife read it, she loved it. I read it. I am a busy person, so I have to find time to read books, and I read a lot of books. I read that book around 100 pages or something. Then because of some work, I kept it aside. Now it has been 4 years. I did not open that book again to read what happens next, because I never found that grip in that novel. So people around me have loved it. They have read it and they have loved it. Even I did not hate that book. Whatever pages I read, 100 or 150, I liked them. But I just did not feel enough grip in that novel that I would want to go back and open it. And I have not opened it till now. And it is not like that I did not read any novel in the last 4 years. I have read other books. I just did not open that novel again. And I don't think I will ever open that novel again. So that is the reason I feel that there should be a grip in your novel. I have got many comments saying that they did not want to leave my novel aside, whoever was reading it. Most of the people have read it in the first sitting. Those who read it in night till they sleep, woke up in the morning and started reading it again as soon as they got time. That is the response I received from my novel, because I made sure that anybody who reads the first chapter would not want to leave my novel. So this is Avinash Meshram. I'll continue about this series in my next video. I'll post a video every Tuesday and Saturday at 4 p.m. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you.